Yeah.
We making shit.
We making shit right here, yeah. Axel, you making shit? Is this thing on? Today's the day I'm starting to build my new truck. And we're gonna start with the frame. I have to copy this one, check this out. Pretty much I'm making this exact frame. Here it is. It's a 2 by 6 inch frame. I have to get the bends going up and down, and from left to right. It's a slight bend to the right. But I have my material right here. We're gonna cut it in half and we're gonna get started. And look at this beautiful specimen. Would you look at him? Hi, Axel! It's literally crazy thinking that this is my fucking truck. This is my truck. It's like a whole kit. Make sure you got your PPE on, guys. PPE stands for Personal Protective Equipment. Let's get back to the show. Starting the cut. Got it all laid out. Do it my way, because it works for me. Now I gotta get the angle. Something I like to do is I'll get 2 flat pieces of flat stock, whatever, and then I'll form it to that, and then I'll use another screw to set it in, because I don't really trust those little protractors or whatever you call them. It's a big bend. This is what I do. Wow, George, you made absolutely no sense in that last clip.
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bull. Oh my.
But that's okay, because President George is here to explain it. When working on large parts like that frame I'm trying to replicate, I don't think it's a good idea to use a small protractor like this one. Reason being is the part could be bent, it could be twisted, it could be warped, a bunch of different scenarios. It's not a complete flat surface. So something I will do is I'll cut out 2 pieces of flat stock. I'll put 1 screw on the bottom, pivot it to my angle, set the screw on top. Then you can use your digital protractor and get a more accurate angle that way. Put it like this. If you're trying to level out a 10 by 10 table, no one has a 10 by 10 table, it's just a fucking example. You're not gonna use a 6-inch torpedo to level it out. You'll probably use a 6-foot level or a 4-foot. Same thing with angles on these big parts. I don't trust it. You can do whatever you want. It's your truck. Might come out crooked. Fucking told you so. Do what you want. I'm just letting you know, I've seen fuck-ups like this happen. So don't tell me this is gonna give you an accurate fucking degree on a 4-foot frame. Fuck off, fuck you, I told you so, you fucking piece of shit. One side's cut, I'm gonna cut the other side right now. We'll tack it together. We got the first part tacked up. Look at that gap. It's gonna, it's gonna fuse very nicely. I got the other side, but I forgot to prep it because I'm a fucking idiot. I got both of these hose tacked. I'm gonna check to see if they're even Steven right now and I get back to you. Would you look at that? We'll see. We're gonna do some diagnostics right now, All right, so have it pretty level. This isn't perfect. We're gonna take our degree finder. We are going to zero it out. That should be 0 degrees. 0. Yeah, 0.34. And then the spacing between here, 7.5. 7.5. Are you kidding me? First try.
Nice.
Why am I giving myself appraisal? This is fucking like basic fabrication stuff. I'm sorry, guys. Boomer just pulled up. Boomer! We're getting ready to tack both sides of the frames together, and Jack is supervising with Axel. Look at that dog. All right, so we got the front tacked. Axel's watching. We're gonna square off the front because that's what we're gonna do. And we'll put a support bar right there, and then we'll have our frame tacked, and then we can put the cab on. This is a complete custom frame by your boy, Axel. Made this trick-ass push cart for the cab so I can move it around and stuff. We got a little space going on here. Check this out. We're gonna have to cut this off. Cutting the floor out. Cutting the back out. Remember to put your fucking safety glasses on, okay? Stupid idiots. Protect your O-hose. My blade came off, so we're gonna put it back on. What? Nothing. Why are you yelling? I'm not yelling. Yeah, you are. We're gonna get so low with this thing, dude. It's gonna be badass. Hell yeah, brother. You guys have no idea how nice that is. Available right now at reloadoffroad.com. We got the floor out, the front firewall out. We're gonna do the back right now, and then probably after we're gonna mother and clean up all the shitty cuts and move on from there. I figured you don't need to watch me cut away, but here's where we're at now. We're gonna finish the front. Yeah. I'm out of breath. Yeah. Oh, I don't even know how I have diabetes yet. Yeah. But here's where we're at. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, right here. Yeah. Right here. Yeah. Yeah. We making shit. We making shit right here, yeah. Axel, you making shit? Where's Boomer? There's Boomer. Dumbass dog. Look at that dumbass dog. Dumbass dog, Boomer. Hey, dumbass dog. Yeah, but yeah, we right here, we done. You can kind of see it on this one. Yep. We gotta do the other side. Would you look at that? It's almost done. We're cleaning up right there to, you know, weld the frame to the cab. We're gonna put the cab on right now. I'll set it on this and then oh, I gotta put it on. Grab it or help you. I'm not trying to go perfect here. Yeah, I got something. Would you look at that? We have to do a little bit more tomorrow, but there's Boomer. There's Jackson. Yeah, we gotta do some measuring and stuff, and then we can start the cage. It's a wonderful Tuesday, and it's Veterans Day. Thank you to all the veterans, by the way. We have the frame spaced down about 1 inch, and we measured from the old chassis from here to here. We're about ready to throw some tubes, says Jack Olson. So now we're gonna run some tubes right here, and right there on that other side, we got the bottom side of the frame tackled in there. Now this is redneck engineering at its finest. Would you look at that, guys? I'm gonna go ahead and tack these in real quick. So now we have the motherfucking cab to the cart, and we have the frame down tacked to the cart. So now we can connect the frame to the cab that's connected to the motherfucking cart. Okay? One fucking tube in. Alright, YouTube, we just got our first tubes tacked in. Would you look at that? Oh my Lord, have mercy. Would you just look at that? You want a fry? No. Those tubes are for the cage. I got both of them on. Unfortunately, I'm out of time. I have work tomorrow. We're doing the dash tube and then starting the rest of the cage. I got some more stuff to cut out up there like that. That maybe I'll pull out the windshield. I have no idea. Yeah, we will be back after these messages. I used to suffer from severe back pains and anger management, but that all changed when I discovered Pro Bearing. If you or a loved one suffers from Blown-Hine syndrome, talk to your doctor today about Pro Bearing. Symptoms such as muscle fatigue, excessive swearing, and FOMO from desert trips are missed out on. Side effects from Pro Bearing may cause a more longer-lasting time, less stress on late-night preps, more cash in your wallet, and a bigger ego. So talk to your doctor today about Pro Bearing. I didn't want to film it, but I had to cut all this stuff out so I could put my pipe right here and my other pipes right here. And we're gonna bend it, and it's gonna look real nice. And we're gonna put a radius bend because it's nice. It's gonna fit nice and tight.
What the hell is even that?
This is my first time messing with one of these, and something you could do if you're like me and you need to
take it out and put it back in. Nice.
To make sure you're in line, just mark both sides and line it up when you need to put it back in. Hopefully you don't, but I suck at what I do, so I might have to. So I'm ready to
put it in.
Into the mouth.
And I added these end caps. You don't need to watch me do that. It's a different kind of thing. Now we're gonna throw the vertical tubes. It's day 1467 and we're gonna do those tubes right now. I got these pieces to figure out my angle to make sure it's what I want, because at the end of the day it's my truck, it's what I want. I got these cut at 6 feet. I got my angle right here, rough estimate. It's not gonna be accurate.
Accurate.
Time to bust out that bussy bender.
Back at Bush's.
The bussy bender. You can't put your wiener in there, but it's the bussy bender. That's what it is, the bussy bender. We're using the tube shark to get the notch for the other side. We're consistent on this one, not consistently inconsistent, but the holes should be the same. Would you look at it? I got both of these tubes up in there, up in there. We're gonna do the B pillars and the one going across. Check this out. It pushes it up a little bit. But yeah, look at that. It's coming together. Be done by, I'll have it driving this week. Would you look at that? I got it in. Now this is a fun one. Do I want to do that one next or do I want to do that one? Doing the window bar right now, and this one's really important to me because last time I made it, I put the notch completely ass backwards and it stuck out so far. So this is my redemption time right now. I got the radius bar with the radius thingy-majig. I did this one. We're gonna see if I can notch it correctly this time because it sat like right here and it was so ugly. So I feel like I get it better. But the most important thing is that it's bending up rather than down. My last one was bent down and it looked so fucking bad. Just for try to get it a little bit closer. I was able to get it tighter. It's a finger gap. I'd like it right here, but I'm fine with that. All right, we're gonna get this one. We're gonna do a radius on that one too, because I think it looked nice and tucked up in there. All right, let's get the 3 halo tubes. It's Saturday and we're gonna continue with the rest of the halo, and I'm gonna just set the tripod right here and enjoy this excellence because I'm fucking it up right now. All right guys, so I'm at a stopping point. I've finished the top part of the cage. Fortunately, I cannot do the back because I have nowhere to tie it to. I need my link pivots. Jack isn't here to show me how to use the plasma or using the software. So in the meantime, I'm going to start my fuel cell cradle. All right, I got all my tubes prepared. You guys don't need to see me do that stuff. You really don't. It's just gonna lose interest when you're watching this video. So I'm gonna do a time lapse of me building the bottom of it. Let's party. Whoa! Yeah! So I quit trying to do all that stuff. Can't rely, you can never rely on a fucking floor. You know, you think you can get it close enough, but I got it square, but it's not level. Tubes aren't level, it's like that. So I'm gonna use this instead. I wanna get it done as fast as possible because I've wasted too much time on this. So I'll check in once I have this lower part tacked. And new day, let's fix it. We did it. Look at that. Would you just look at it, guys? I'm about to rip my face out. A nice flat surface definitely helps. Now we're gonna continue to make it more three-dimensional. All right, so now we got to make them damn tubes that go up and across and over. So we're going ahead and do that right now. How about that? I'll tell you what, right? Yeah, brother. All right, so we got pretty much the main stuff wrapped up for my Thanksgiving weekend. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Brett, what do you think about the fuel cell?
It's like my women. I like them thick.
Ew. Ew. Would you look at that? What do you think?
Would you look at that?
Would you fucking look at it? Would you just look at it? I'm gonna add these tubes
We'll see.
right now if I have fucking time. All right. I'm gonna get this angle. I'm gonna cut tubes a little bit longer than normal. Then we're gonna miter this outside of the cell, little by little notch with our trusty tube shark. And then we'll get them tacked on. We have all the tubes, a little extra longness, would you say, with the miter. Then we're gonna make the pucks. So if you don't, Matt Helton's gonna haunt you in your sleep, maybe touch you. All right, so I got my little pucks made. Do you know what happens when you don't put the pucks in the miter? Matt Helton will haunt you in your sleep and touch you. We're just cranking away at the shop. Jack's helping me make my link mounts and upper link mounts at the same time. It's a one-piece thing. But we're gonna get this set up. I got the first tube ready down to a T. I'm gonna tack it on. Let me set up the camera on the tripod. It's all about being efficient. I did those two tubes in like 15 minutes. Right, Jack? He's busy helping me do my, the plasma broke.
Would you just look at that?
What? It's the 4th of December. And I guess it's a special holiday for the moon or something. It's like the last time it like shines like that or something. Wow. Wow. I think that's I got the other tube on, and I think this is gonna conclude today's episode. Jack's pissed, so he's gonna do some welding to get some anger out of his chakra. Chakra's got out of line, guys. All right, we'll see you on the next episode, episode 3. Howdy, partner. Bazanton BTM here, checking in live. Thanking everybody who tuned into this episode, brought to you in part by Terra Crew. Be sure to stop on by for next episode, because who knows what'll happen. One more thing before you head on out. Do you have an awesome product that you want advertised on this channel? Hit me a DM at Bazanton BTM or hit up the Terra Crew channel. Till next time, we'll see you next time.